Hey everybody, what's good? Welcome back to the East of Stretford podcast. And today we're doing a partnership again with goal.com. So we have Soham. How are you, man?
I'm fine.
So Soham is not a Man United or Spurs fan, so he doesn't have a dog in the race. But we also got
Yeah.
Karthik Menon here, dude. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro. Good to be back live after a pretty long time. So it's nice. It's nice. I have a lot of things to say. Being a United fan, it's not been the best start for us, but yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah, and if you guys have been following the channel at all, you're seeing that Karthik's beard is just getting thicker by the day, dude. Are you putting anything into that? Like how is it just becoming
Dude,
this
it's just the South Indian testosterone, dude. I can't help it. I just have to kind of like you know, let it be. So yeah, but I don't know, dude. I'm planning to trim it. I'm just scared to go to a barber shop. So
No, shave it off, dude. Shave it. It's getting too long.
dude, I mean, we don't get views anyway, so I really don't want to do that. So
Well,
let's
let's
go.
get into it on that point. So we are previewing the Spurs versus Man United game this weekend. It's the biggest game of the weekend, Sunday night at 9 p.m. for everyone that wants to tune in. And it's really become the Ole versus Mourinho debate and the back and forth. They've been talking shit in the media. And Soham, I want to bring you in first. What do you think about this back and forth, man? I'm kind of happy to see it from Ollie.
I think it's fine. You all know how Mourinho is. He takes you in his stride. He will bring you all the mind games in. He will want you to get back at him, and it's typical Mourinho's modus operandi. But I think what Ole did today in the press conference, he did a smart thing. He said that I don't get affected with all those things, and he instead praised Mourinho that he's a top class manager in the pre-match press conference. So these things are pretty common with when you have Jose around, and he will be getting back to his old stomping ground, the Old Trafford. It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, Karthik, dude, weren't you proud of Ollie? Like it just seems like he's maturing a bit. Like I'm happy to see him do this.
It's nice to see because I think the talk about Ollie is just that everyone feels like he's not a very strong personality or like a strong manager. But yeah, it's really nice to see him just get in on it. Even like I like the way like he ended it. He was like, you know what, this doesn't affect me or whatever. But I think it was nice to see the drama, like some sort of fire that's coming out of Ollie, because we really need to see that right now, dude. Like we really need it. So yeah, yeah.
So if
What
you
I
if
think,
you
Ole has been very composed. He has been taking
Mm,
those spot shots at him, and he has remained composed. As Karthik mentioned, that many people think that Ole is not a strong enough manager, but he has shown personality. Uh, I think standing up to Jose's tirade before a tough EPL Premier League match shows his strength of character.
yeah, and to be fair to Ollie, he has won all of these games. In the last two games against Mourinho, he won the
True.
first one, and then he
Mm.
patted him on the head. I think that was the start of all of this. And then we drew with Mourinho in after the lockdown, and the only reason we drew was because of a David De Gea howler. So I think
Yeah.
that Oli has built this credibility against big teams that he can perform and put the right team out to perform. But I think that's a good segue into let's talk about the team news a little bit, and we'll start with Spurs because they have played. I think Soham, you were saying this before. Is it 7 games in 21 days?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's a very congested fixture period for Tottenham. They have played, I think, their Europa League qualifying round just 2 days back, and I think Heung-min Son is in doubt for the fixture. Gareth Bale is not yet fit, and it's tough for them. And Man United will have that advantage because they will have fresher legs for the 90 minutes on Sunday. But again, Jose, he can bring. You don't know what kind of rabbit he will bring out of his hat, and
Yeah.
a surprise, Ole.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're probably feeling a little bit more confident than us, right, Kartik? I think we had a game
Yeah,
against Brighton in the Premier League where we were shit. We played against Crystal Palace. We were awful, like really awful. But we
yeah,
got back in our Carabao Cup game against Brighton again when we replayed them. But let's be serious. It was a second team for them and it was a second team for us. So I don't know
Yeah.
how big a role that plays. What do you
yeah.
think about the Spurs squad, dude? Or should we be threatened?
I think what Mourinho can do is, let's say it's possible that Tottenham could get the first goal. Just seeing the way our defense has been in the past couple of games and just the ridiculous errors we've been making. But the problem is if Tottenham do go one up front, then Mourinho is definitely gonna just sit back and then just wait for us to, and the problem with us is we really in the final thirds of the pitch, like we are completely clueless on what to do. Like we don't know how to pass the ball or what's the next. It's something like what we were struggling with at the beginning of last season before we got Bruno, where we couldn't really figure out like what our play is, what our style of play is, and that's what's happening right now. So yeah, I mean, dude, like Tottenham are coming also from a big win, I think, in another small cup game, if I'm not
They beat
mistaken. Like
Chelsea.
I think yeah, they beat Chelsea too, and I think they had a game in between. I think yesterday where Kane scored a hat trick or something. I think it was against, I think it was a Europa League or some sort of qualifying game or some shit. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean they're looking like Kane is looking really strong. They have a really strong team. Yeah, I just think that if we're just strong at the back, then yeah, we don't have much to worry about. And like you said, that Spurs are having like consistent games back to back as well. So we have some level of advantage there, where maybe tired legs will come into play. But yeah, so I think I think we have a chance of winning this game, and we just kind of need to like just 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 play more together as a team. We just need to really find that chemistry, which is really lacking, man, and it's really hard to watch sometimes.
I think for me, it's if Son is injured, and Mourinho said in his press conference, he said, I don't know. And he was pretty open about it. He said, I think he'll be able to play, basically, but I'm not 100% sure. So I don't want to tell you that. But if Son is injured, he is such a key player for them. And like you said, Karthik, I think they're going to sit back because United's defense on the counterattack is awful. I know you were talking about our front three, but our defense on the
Yeah,
counterattack is just laughable. So I think that if Son is there, he would expose us. I think he himself would score. I think Bergwijn would also be a threat, coming on. He
yeah,
scored against
Definitely.
us last time.
Definitely.
this game, yeah,
But Son, dude, he scored four against, I think it was, I forgot who it was, but Villa or something like that. Like,
yeah.
he's incredible. What do you think about his impact, Soham?
Yeah, I think he's one of the best players. When Gareth Bale comes in the Tottenham squad, Kane, Son, and Bale, they have one
That's
of the best
frightening.
tridents. That they are one of the best tridents in the world. And Real Madrid don't have that right now. After Bale and Cristiano left, Benzema is the sole remaining player from the BBC. MSN has been destroyed. Don't think Liverpool has Mane, Salah, and Firmino up front in Premier League. Man City, it's unless an Aguero comes back in with Raheem Sterling and Riyad Mahrez, they don't have one. And when Bale comes in, Tottenham will have one of the best front three, uh, undoubtedly. And Son, I think he has the vision. He can run havoc in the wings, and I think he'll be going up against Van Bissaka if I'm not wrong. Man United's right back if he plays. And Bissaka is good defensively, but I don't rate him high when he goes up on the pitch. He offensively, I don't think he's as much as a threat, and that he needs to work on that aspect of his game. But yeah, defensively he's good enough. But again, facing a player like Son will be a tough challenge for him as well.
Yeah, and I think it's really for me. Son is just such an underrated player. Going off what you said, if Bale can come in and be the Bale that he was 2 years ago,
Yeah.
then their front three is ridiculous. But I think there's a little bit of there's he hasn't played in a year, so it could really
True.
be a while
Again,
for him to get back into it. So,
yeah.
Karthik, I want to talk to you about this. and we're gonna kind of get into the Ed Woodward bashing here. So Bale and Reguilon were both set to come to United. Reguilon was there, but United didn't want to be a part of a buyback clause that Real Madrid wanted. Spurs accepted, so he went there. And Reguilon is definitely better than Alex Telles, who we're linked to now. And Bale, there's reports, and Don something, I forgot his name, but he's a very reputed transfer talk person. He said that Bale's camp actually wanted to come to United, and that they actually preferred the project because they felt it was further along. Dude, we don't have Jadon Sancho. What is Edward doing? What is Ed Woodward doing?
I just think, dude, there's 3 days left, I think, for the close. Nothing seems to be happening. I think we just need to make our peace with it. Like, it's another very average transfer window again. And I think we're going to depend on the winter transfer window heavily again, is what I feel. And we just need to somehow survive and, like, I think stay. I'm like, being a United fan, I'm saying this, I still don't think we're top 4 worthy the way we're playing. And I just think that we need to definitely, like, at least try and hang in, like, the top 6, top 8, at least until December, if we have a chance to make it in the top 4. Because, dude, we're not winning the league with this sort of game. Like, it's pretty evident. Like, I've just been, like, it was so sad to watch the Brighton game, dude. Like, Brighton deserved to win that game. Like, they were significantly better. And, even in the Carabao Cup as well, like, I just felt like, we got that 3-0 victory with our second team. Playing a second team, but I watched only the highlights, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I just felt like the highlights were just Brighton taking shots on us. Still, like, that was, it was mainly just United's goals. Like, we were more, I guess, efficient, but I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like our football, whatever, the philosophy, the style, like it's like all these just depending on that moment of magic, and it's really not like something that he's planned towards. Like, we have so many quality players, and it's just like, okay, let Rashford do something beautiful. Let Bruno, like, play a beautiful ball. Like, something's gonna happen. Pogba's gonna play that one long ball at some point. But there's no there's no, like, way of playing, and it's kind of scary to see, bro, because there are so many the kind of teams that are there in the Premier League this season, like Everton, Leeds United, West Ham just beat Wolves 4-0. That was, I don't even know what that was, but so there's a lot to, like, this season is gonna be very scary for us, like, if we don't, like, figure a way out of this. Yeah, and it's all on Woodward. Yeah,
it's all on Woodward.
Yeah, and the great.
Karthik was mentioning philosophy, and I hear quite a lot about this thing, philosophy, game plan. You need to get results. You don't need to necessarily have a philosophy, so as to say. But once you have those results, philosophy can take a backseat. For example, I don't think Zinedine Zidane has a philosophy of his own. He just makes the best. He just takes the best out of his players, makes the team, and gets those results. Klopp, you can say he has gegenpressing and all those things. Guardiola is famous for his philosophy. Once again, Mourinho, Tottenham's Mourinho. He does not have a fixed philosophy. He will tinker with his philosophy. He will make the best what he has on his plate. So it's not all about having a philosophy, and a vision. But you as a manager, when you are managing a club as huge, as humongous as Manchester United, and you have to take the best out of your players. That's what all you got to do when you are managing a team like United. And Ole is doing that. He's doing that to a certain extent. But again, it's a question that crops up frequently in my mind. Is Man United too big for Ole? I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys.
It's such this philosophy thing. Like, Sir Alex never had a philosophy. Throughout his 26 years, he changed all the time. But the only issue is right now, every top manager has a philosophy. There's not one top manager. Flick has a philosophy. Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, they all have Conte has a philosophy. So I don't know if that has an impact because it's easier to make transfers. But the real issue with me and Ollie is that last year, when we came back from the break, we were actually playing beautiful football. We were doing really good one-touch passes in the front three. We didn't look so exposed at the back. We had a great defense last year. but it seems like we've regressed. And I don't know why. Bruno doesn't look like the player he was just before the break. You know, all of our players look like they've shrunken a little bit, and that can't happen. That's the only thing that can't happen, I feel, is that you cannot have players regress. And back to Woodward, if we had Bale and Reguilon on this side, this would be frightening, you know? And I think as a short-term gap, we should have made that sacrifice, and we should have said, Sancho, we'll get you next summer. The transfer has been shambolic. Our squad is shambolic. If you saw the game against Brighton, the second game in the Carabao Cup, all of our subs suck. Igalo, he hasn't scored in forever. Daniel James, don't even get us started on Daniel James, dude. He's not Man United quality. Mata was the only player from last night, and Eric Bailly were the only players where we were thinking, okay, you know, we have something. And Brandon Williams. Go ahead.
Mata's performance again, I think, was a blip in the matrix. He just
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
He was so good that game. He was really
yeah.
So it's shambolic, and you know, we brought in Van de Beek, and he looks amazing. I don't know why he's not starting, but now we're linked to Ousmane Dembele. We're linked to, you know, all these Perisic. So, dude, what do you think United should do? We have 3 days left. We have to make this squad better. What do you think
we should get Alex Telles? You should get Alex Telles first. You know, I think that's a priority signing. You know, you
is he good?
Yeah, I think he is good enough. But again, when you are talking about United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, is he that good? I have my doubts. But what United have currently, he's definitely better than that. So Alex Telles will be a quality addition to the squad. I think another point is that United should have gone hammer and tongs for Reguilon. He is a top player. He's a top player because in the Europa League final, he had a massive game and he had a massive impact in the Europa League final. And he played for Real Madrid, and Real Madrid inserted a buyback clause in his contract just because, you know, Marcelo is already 31 or 32, I guess. He has 2 years top, he max at the top. So I think, you know, it will not be surprising if Madrid goes back to get back Reguilon after 2 years. And that clause will be valid for 2 years, and they will get at a price of around 35 million. So it will be cheap for a club, you know, top player at 35 million, a backup for Marcelo. So United should have gone for a Reguilon. Gareth Bale, I understand. You know, Bale was interested. You actually mentioned that Gareth Bale was interested, and his entourage was interested more in United than Tottenham because they think that Bale's stature matches United's stature. Bale has outgrown Tottenham. He played for Tottenham 7 years back. He took Tottenham to a certain level, and he thought it was best for him to leave for Real Madrid at that stage because he was ready for Madrid. And now, when things have fallen apart with Zinedine Zidane, he wanted to come back to a club which would match the stature of Madrid, and that is United and not Tottenham. So his first preference automatically was United. And if the board had gone a few extra yards for Bale, I think he would have, you know, landed up at Old Trafford.
It's so stupid. It's a loan. It's so easy to execute. If it doesn't go well, we get rid of him. Karthik, dude, what are you doing in the last? If you're Ed Woodward, you're you know, you've put on a little bit of weight. Your skin color is changing. You got this little less of a beard. What do you do?
Slightly bald. Yeah.
Slightly
I'm
bald.
getting there, though. I'm getting there, I feel. But anyway. Yeah, dude, I completely agree with Soham. I think we need to definitely go in. At least one more transfer this can at least make up for this extremely average. I love Van de Beek. I think he's been fantastic for us. But Bale, at that point, I think all of us were so hung up on Sancho at that point, to be fair, that Bale wasn't really an option. But now that Soham puts it in this perspective, it makes a lot of sense. We should have definitely tried and gone for Bale. But my only issue with Bale is how injury prone he is. That's my only worry, to be fair. I don't know, Madrid, I don't know which of his injuries were true, because towards the end he just hated playing for them, so he he was
Right.
probably like faking most of it. But right now as
Yeah.
well, like he hasn't started playing for Tottenham either. So so that's my only questionable thing about Bale. But dude, yeah, Reguilon for me should have been like he should have been up there with like we should have definitely done everything to try and get because our defense even like we had these evident problems like these weren't like problems that we weren't sure about like okay we might have a problem in defense or we might have a problem in midfield like we had significant problems in defense and we knew like we've been talking about it since the middle of last season since we got Maguire that we need another center back as well, right? So yeah, I mean, I just think like I don't know why they haven't looked into this and how they're planning to like how we're planning to get out of this slump as a we're supposed to be a silverware winning club and the only way we can get out of this slump is either Woodward starts making some like really like going all out or we get another sporting director or whatever, man. Like it's just
So I think we need another sporting director, but I want to ask you a quick question before we move on to the next point. Ousmane Dembele, would you bring him in or not?
Definitely.
yeah.
You would?
Definitely.
Both of you?
I'm definitely bringing
I would. I mean,
yeah,
at this
again,
point,
he has
if
his
it's on-
problems with injuries. He has his problems with injuries. But if he is fit, and I think he will seamlessly fit into Ole's plans as well. Rashford will again get will get more freedom up front. Pogba can slot in as the number 10, and he can play in one of the wings. I think he will be a quality signing because at Dortmund he used to just burn the wingers, burn the fullbacks down with his pace, and he has the skills
Right.
as well. So it will be a quality signing. And another thing, a lot of question is being asked about this transfers and all. A fundamental question needs to be asked at this moment. Why is the club not making the signings? Because do they have enough faith in Ole? Do they plan to see out the time till December, get rid of Ole if the results don't go in favor of United and bring in a new manager and then get those players, the big names? I just really don't know.
But if
Is
that's
the
what they're
board-
doing, it's stupid, right? Because they've already
Yeah.
backed him to here. You backed him halfway, and then just let him finish his project, dude. Sancho will be good for any manager, right? Pochettino would love Sancho, right? And that's why you need that every top club again has a sporting director. Ed Woodward's not the sporting director; he's the chairman. But a sporting director decides this is how we want to play football, and we're going to pick a manager and we're going to pick up players that fit that philosophy. Now, United aren't doing that. We're changing. Okay, Van Gaal is in. We're going to get Barcelona type players. Mourinho's in. We're going to get big, strong Fellaini's of the world. Ollie's in, and we're getting. There's no consistency. That's why we're getting screwed with these transfers. Kartik, add on that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I heard something interesting the other day. I think I was watching ESPN or Sky Sports, and this was about Ollie and whether Ollie would survive till the end of the season. And I think it was Mark Odgren who said that the thing is, the scary thing is Ollie might actually survive till the end of the season, but that doesn't mean United are going to be any better because it feels like Ollie isn't like the kind of manager that Mourinho was or Van Gaal was, who caused a lot of problems for the club. Ollie doesn't seem like he's causing any problems for the club. He just seems so. If you're not bothering the board of directors at all, and everything is sort of like smooth flowing, they have no reason to let him go. I mean, if they really cared about the results, they would have made the transfers. So I really don't think that they really care that much about the results. That's scary, dude. So when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, this could be it's pretty valid. Like even if we want Ollie sacked, unless at some point if it gets worse than this. Then I don't know if it'll happen.
So, what do you think? Do you think Ollie's going to last the season?
Difficult to answer. No, I think there will be a decision by December. If United is in the top 5 or top 6, he might survive. And if they are not, I think he might be axed as well. And you have to understand that Borussia Dortmund has been consistently saying that he's not up for sale. I mean, they have said it 100 times that Jadon Sancho is not for sale. Pay up 120 million. His release clause and take him. And Man United is, you have to understand, we have, players, all clubs have their transfer targets. It's not only United. Every club has their transfer targets. Real Madrid has a transfer target in Kylian Mbappe, Camavinga. But you have to wait. When a club is not willing to sell, either you pay the release clause or you wait. These are the two simple things that you do. Or you look for alternatives. When I'm talking of alternatives, Ousmane Dembele, he is an alternative of Jadon Sancho. And now when there are only 3 to 4 days left, you try to bring in from a club which is again in a mess. And it will be really difficult to get him because, Ansu Fati is playing well at Barcelona, which might make things easier for Dembele to leave. But if Fati was not firing on all cylinders, then Barcelona would have also held on to him. So when you are seeing that Sancho is not for sale, try other players. There's a whole lot of other players.
It's a shambles, like we do this every window. Harry Maguire last minute. We think we're going to get a better deal, but then we play the world record transfer for a defender who's average. And Ousmane Dembele, I really don't want him. He's not professional at all. Every club he's been at has said he's not professional. He may be an amazing player, but he'll ruin the chemistry. I just feel like he's not professional enough. And for someone like Greenwood to sit behind him and be like, that guy's starting over me, I don't want that. Jadon Sancho's a professional. He has some stuff in Dortmund, but other than that, it's been flawless. He's a quality player. And if we're bidding 100 million and the difference is 20 million, and that's the difference between us and getting into the Champions League or finishing outside the top 4, we would lose a lot more money from not getting into the top 4 than 20 million. So Ed Woodward needs to get his head out of his ass because he's awful at business. He's awful at running a football club. The club is, in millions in debt, hundreds of millions in debt because of our owners. And, it's just a shambles. But before we, go on, I think we could go on about Ed Woodward for 2 hours. I don't want this to go too much longer. So let's go on to score predictions. And everyone who's watching live, put in the comment section below on whatever platform you're on, Facebook, YouTube. Let us know what you guys think the score will be. I want to start with you, Karthik. What are your predictions for Sunday night's match?
All right. Obviously, it comes from a biased perspective, but I'm trying to be as objective about this as possible. But I think it's going to be like 2-1 to United is my prediction. I think probably both teams. I think either we'll probably score first and then Tottenham equalizes, and then I can see like Tottenham sitting back a lot and then either like trying to win up the draw or whatever. But I think we like sneak in a goal at some point. But I think Mourinho will also come into this game wanting to win it. But like if Tottenham were to go in front right at the beginning, then I don't think there is much little chance for us to win that game if Tottenham score first. So ideally, we need to score first, and it has to. So I'm hoping 2-1 to United is what I think.
I really hope that we win on a last-minute penalty, just because of what Jose Mourinho said, just to screw him over, like to really piss him off. So, what do you think?
I think Tottenham definitely has the edge. It will break United hearts, but I genuinely think Tottenham has the edge in this match. Because again, if Son comes in, the edge will, it will still slightly more towards Tottenham. But I think it might be, since it's playing in United's home, at the Old Trafford, I think 1-1 draw or a 2-1 Tottenham.
Okay, I'm gonna go 2-1 to United, and I don't think we've ever predicted. Karthik, have we ever predicted a United loss so far?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. So take it with a grain of salt.
We've been living in denial for the past 10 years, dude. So it's
no, but dude, to be fair, since the restart, we lost like 1 game. So 2 games to start the Premier League. So we haven't had too many losses. I think 2-1 because honestly, for me, Pogba scored at the weekend. I think that's going to be a huge motivation for him. He hates Mourinho. He doesn't need more. Rashford hates Mourinho. He doesn't need more. Martial the same. So I think just because it's against Spurs, we're gonna knock it up, we're gonna put it up a notch. I really hope Van de Beek starts, even over Greenwood on the wing. I just think that the biggest issue for United has been our midfield. Everyone's saying the defense, but I think our midfield has been extremely weak. We're not able to hold the ball. We've been terrible. No, we can't put two passes together. So what I want to do is put Matic in the hole, Pogba, Bruno, and Donny van de Beek at the top, just so we can control the ball a little bit. And that's been our biggest issue. And if we do that, I think we win 2-1. Everybody else, What do you guys think? Do you think 2-1 to Tottenham, or do you think 2-1 to United? Let us know in the comments section below. And do you guys have anything else to add before we close up?
I don't know, man. Let's just win. Let's just play a decent game of football. I just
want to sit back and enjoy the match. That's it from a neutral perspective. A good match of football, Sunday night, a good match of football. That's it.
I just don't want to be pissed off on a Monday morning. Like, it's been, so it's, no way.
I think, Mourinho versus Ole, Man United versus Tottenham, it's going to be an amazing game. So make sure to tune into that. Everybody, thank you so much for watching this episode of the East of Stretford podcast. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like if you liked this episode. Make sure to leave comments with your thoughts. And we'll see you next Friday. Hopefully United are winners. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Goodbye.
Peace.